Oh, come on, quick, hurry. Here come Joe, hold me down, yo, hold me down.
Cops are coming.
Cops, bro, hurry. I'm Mike 171. I'm going to take you back into time on 171st Street, Washington Heights, New York City, 1972. That's Mike 171's crib up there with his dog Tuffy. Back in the days, we had graffiti, gangs, and drugs running the streets of New York. Over on Washington Heights on 171st Street is the mecca of all things that happened. This is where gangs and drugs and graffiti, everything came together. With rockers, gangsters, and hustlers, we all ran together on this block. Mr. June, my man.
Nice to meet you.
All time I met you in life.
How you doing?
God bless.
Good to see you, good to see you.
Mike 171 was one of the first kids in New York to spray paint his name onto walls in funky styles, starting the urban art movement we call today graffiti. Growing up in a tough city, graffiti was a way for him to connect with other kids and stay out of trouble. Mike 171 was raised on 171st Street in Washington Heights, a neighborhood at the northern tip of Manhattan that is called the Mecca of graffiti. Together with other pioneers like SJK 171, who you're about to meet, Mike spray painted subway cars and inspired other kids to start tagging their names on walls. Nowadays, Mike holds educational workshops, hosts artist talks, and gives back to his local community in Queens. I met him earlier at his home where he has a crazy rooftop filled with graffiti that celebrates the history and impact of this unique urban art style.
In the summer, towards the beginning of summer '68, that's when we started. This movement was made by kids, for kids. Our art from our heart. It was the purity and innocence of us kids because, you know, Vietnam was going on in '68. You had police brutality, police corruption. You had corruption and politics, Nixon at the highest.
But that we prevented future wars.
There was black and white racial going on back then. Yeah. You know, Bronx burning, Brooklyn, all that stuff. And then all of a sudden, we're underground, we're shaking cans. Yo, you got any red, you got any blue? And I see a black hand coming in. They see a white hand being red and blue. And we're sharing colors, so there was no color barrier there. We started this, you know what I mean? It wasn't us. I mean, you go to hieroglyphics, we go back to the Egyptians and cavemen and all that stuff. You know, it's been there. Writings, they're always telling stories. We're telling the story. We're storytellers. This is our basement. This is where Steve and I, this is our workshop. And this is our from 9/11. This is real steel from 9/11. That's from the tower, from North Tower. See, this is the buildings when we were down there.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, man. I lost about over 40, 50 friends that I know, man. It sucks, bro. So that's my little tribute to 9/11 that I got here.
Crazy that today happens to be 9/11.
Yeah, 20 new guys showing up today, bro. You know what I mean? That's Washington Heights, where we're from, 168. That's the first trains we hit. So this is our rooftop graffiteria. That's the name of this place. We've been in existence for 5 years. So I had over maybe 100 artists from all over the world come and put this stuff up. This guy's North from London. As he's painting, he's looking at the bridge over there. And he put the bridge there. So, outline of the city. It's Kiwi. He's from Latvia. This guy's from London. This lady over here is Shiro. She's from Japan.
It's like the UN in here, man.
This guy is Delicious Brains from Sweden. His name is Tom. This is Patrick Kane. His name is Kane. He's out of Denver.
How do you find these people? Or
They find me, man, so it's all good. This is Mr. June, he's from Rotterdam. His thing is like 3D, he's an architect, so he does a lot of work when he does buildings. When I was what happened, Trans, the guy who does all these faces, he did this for me. He blessed me with Mike 171, True York, you know, True York City. And this is where they gave me the ghetto pope, you know, because I bring the message of hope. We're the ones that originated the graffiti movement between TAKI 183, myself, SJK 171, Jack Star, Henry 161. We're the boys from the Heights. We're the guys that took it to the next level, that brought it out into public. We're the first ones to be in the newspapers. We're the first ones to be in galleries. We're the first ones to get our things on TV, on the news and stuff.
Why do you think graffiti is so important to influence the world?
Your eye catches things. So when people were going to work back then, it was just, you had your hat and coat and newspaper under your arms. You had your horse blinders on. You went from point A to point B. So while you're in the subway, all you saw was the trains going by. Now you saw colors coming out. It was like a sleeping dragon coming out. And it was a mobile gallery for people. You know, that's what we felt. Putting our names from tagging to incorporating colors, squiggly lines, clouds, eyes, arrows pointing at stuff. This is all stuff that was in it from 12 to 15, from 68 to 71, 72. That's where everybody came together in all 5 boroughs. Then from there, 10 years later, it went over to Europe. Because they didn't really get that till like late 70s to the 80s. It's like we're space travelers, man. We've been here. It's the same old the SOS. We've been here in the 70s. What we went through in the 70s, and we went through here in 2020 with the police and everything, Black Lives Matters, all that stuff. It was the same thing, it's just a different date. I'm still that little 12, 14-year-old kid inside me. Yeah, I just turned 66, but I still have that flame and fire and desire to go out there and put my name on things, bro. With or without your permission.
Have you had any legal problems?
No, never. One time we got for stealing the paint, but the judge threw it out. You know what I mean? He threw it out. We had 2 shopping bags of paint. Said, "Where's the receipt?" We didn't have no receipt. The owner couldn't say it was his. And that's the only time I ever got caught. And that's that.
You can barely breathe in here with all of the paint smells coming off of the wall. It's pretty bizarre. It like gives you a headache when you're just walking in this room.
Is it kind of a meditative experience for you?
Yeah, you know, it's like in LA. I feel I'm outside myself. It's transporting me into that child I used to be when I was out there, you know?
How long has that taken you? 2 hours? It's very impressive. Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
How you doing, man?
Good. Everything's good.
How do you know Mike?
We grew up together in Washington Heights. That was the mecca of graffiti that we started up there, and it just continued. It blossomed. We went onto the subways. The first places that we went to was the Ghost Yard, and that's where we created the colorful pieces. That's what they were called. We put designs on the subways. I created the squiggly lines that what's his name, Keith Haring, got inspired.
You started tagging buildings in the 60s?
Yes, started tagging buildings early 60s.
There's like nobody else in the world that can say that sentence that you just said.
No, I mean, listen, and, you know, it's hard to believe, but there's evidence that we have pictures, photos. It says it in the book. I didn't quote that. The quote was, "You were one of the first kids to take graffiti of the subways." I think I was. I don't know. By the pictures, you know, investigated and stuff like that. Said, "Yeah, you're the first kid."
Here we go, right here. Michael 71, New York City Wall Riders.
Mike, what year was that picture taken?
1971.
1971? And you were writing back then at
15 years old, yeah.
I wasn't writing back then.
Well, we started at 12 years old with shoe polish. Right here, my first tags were with white shoe polish. 1968, right here. Mike 171, SJK 171. And then we graduated to markers, and markers to spray paint on the buildings, and from there to the trains, the subways, and from there we took it to Broadway on the shows over here. If you come over here real quick. That's my man, too. That's your cousin. My brother, over here real quick. This is us, Mike 171. That's me. That's our boy Steve Jose. If you see, they're doing ballet, and in the background, we're doing scrolls going up. We did 10 shows. They gave us $30 a show. 15 years old. We're taking graffiti from here to Broadway. You see the people doing all that stuff. It's all history.
What part of New York were you writing in?
Washington Heights, the mecca of graffiti, 1968. Riders Corner, 188 with TAKI 183, SJK 171, Joe 182, Jack Star, me, Mike 171, Coco 144, Henry 161. And this is the whole crew right here. This is how we roll, man. So 51 years in the game, it still remains the same.
You still practice a little bit?
A little bit I do, man. I'm still that Peter Pan syndrome kid that's in the pictures in here. I didn't grow up, I'm a Toys R Us kid, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I roll, like a Tootsie Roll, you know?
And you still in
Day
New
and
York?
time.
You still in New York?
Uptown Moneymaker, downtown Heartbreaker, New York, New York. So nice to name it twice. That's me. You go on Red Bull/Wall Riders, that's our documentary movie. So you go there, every word in this book, word for word, is in the documentary. That's the whole history Bible of graffiti worldwide. This is how it is. You gotta check it out. I'm speaking the truth. prophecy. This is what's going to go carry on from now another 50 years.
What do you think about all this?
This is us. This is not.
Think it's a long time
And I'm saying
coming?
long time. He said he was going to do it. He told us a few years ago, Ken. He said, Mike, we're doing something. We'll get you guys to be part of this. So he threw a nice picture of me up there. The group, how we got together. No white, black, green, Spanish, whatever. The only colors were the colors we put on there.